Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be exploring this kind of intriguing world of inner alchemy,
Mm,
specifically how it might connect us to the universe.
okay.
And we're going to be diving deep into excerpts from The Alchemy of Sexual Energy, Connecting to the Universe from Within by Mantak Chia.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So if you're getting ready for a big meeting on this, or maybe you're just curious about what Taoist practice has to say about our place in the cosmos,
Right.
get ready for some aha moments.
I think what I find so fascinating about this concept of inner alchemy is
Yeah.
also known as like white magic in Taoism,
Hmm.
is that it sees the potential in like the everyday changes that are happening within us.
Okay.
You know, it's not about creating something entirely new,
Yeah.
but more like influencing those natural processes in a positive way.
Okay, so kind of like we're
Yeah.
already alchemists, just maybe not very aware of it.
Exactly.
Mm.
And this inner alchemist works with our internal energy, what
Yeah.
Taoists call qi. What's really interesting is that this concept of qi resonates with the Western idea of bioelectromagnetism, that life force we've been hearing more about in science.
Yeah, I've read a bit about bioelectromagnetism.
Hmm.
Can you tell me a little more about how Taoism links this energy to the universe?
Well, think of it this way. Everything in the universe, from the tiniest atom to the largest galaxy,
Right.
is made up of energy and has an electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
That includes us. Our bodies are constantly generating bioelectromagnetism.
Yeah.
And Taoism suggests that this energy can be cultivated and connected to the larger electromagnetic field of the universe.
Wow, so we're not just isolated beings, but part of this vast, interconnected
Yeah.
web of energy.
That's the core idea. And Taoist practices aim to help us tap into that universal energy,
Yeah.
not just for our personal benefit, but to potentially bring more harmony and balance to the world around us.
So it's about personal growth and contributing to a greater good.
Yeah.
I like that. The source material mentions that the mind and hands play a powerful role in connecting to this universal energy.
Right.
Could you elaborate on that?
Sure, Taoism views the mind as incredibly powerful.
Okay.
It's not just about thoughts. It can actually project energy patterns and even connect with forces far beyond our physical reach.
Yeah.
Imagine your mind traveling millions of light years away.
Whoa, that's a mind-blowing thought.
Yeah.
And what about the hands? What's their role in this?
The hands are like antennas that can transmit and receive frequencies and vibrations. There are touching force constantly interacting with the energy fields around us.
So the mind is like the projector sending out intentions and connecting,
Yes,
while the hands are the receivers drawing energy back in.
exactly.
It's a fascinating partnership. But where does this energy go?
Yeah.
How do we even begin to access it?
That's where the three Tians come in.
Okay.
Think of them as energy centers within the body.
Hmm.
The upper Tian in the brain, the middle Tian in the heart,
Uh-huh.
and the lower Tian in the abdomen.
So 3 energy centers, each with its own function.
Exactly.
All right.
The upper Tian, for example, is associated with mental clarity and focus. The middle Tian governs our emotions and compassion.
Right.
And the lower Tian, well, that's like our internal power plant,
Yeah.
storing and generating vital energy.
I've heard of the lower Tian before. It's considered a pretty important energy center in
It is.
many traditions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Taoist practice, a key technique for cultivating and circulating this energy is the microcosmic orbit.
Yeah.
It's often depicted as a water wheel, symbolizing the continuous flow of energy through the body.
I remember reading about a symbolic carving that depicts the microcosmic orbit. Something about a boy and girl pumping water up the spine.
Yes.
Yeah.
That image is so evocative.
Right.
It represents the transformation of sexual energy into powerful life force energy, highlighting the potential within each of us. It's fascinating to think that even babies naturally practice the microcosmic orbit in the womb,
Wow.
suggesting it's like a fundamental life force energy that we're born with.
So even before we take our first breath, we're already engaging in this
Yeah,
subtle energy circulation. That's really cool.
it is.
But I'm curious, this all sounds pretty intense. Do we need to be constantly focused and exert a lot of effort to make this happen?
That's where the paradox of surrender comes in.
Okay.
Taoist practices actually emphasize relaxation and letting go to allow energy to flow freely. It's similar to the concept of surrender found in many spiritual traditions.
But wouldn't too much surrender leave us feeling drained?
That's the delicate balance.
Yeah.
Taoism recognizes that complete surrender can actually lead to energy depletion.
Yeah.
The key is finding that sweet spot, being open and receptive,
Yeah.
while also consciously intending to draw energy inward.
Okay.
It's about balancing those opposing forces.
So it's not about completely giving up control, but rather consciously directing our energy flow.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And speaking of energy flow, the source material also dives into this fascinating concept of a spinning universe.
Yes, the idea that everything from galaxies to atoms is in constant motion.
Exactly.
Right.
Think about it. The Earth spins on its axis at over 1,000 miles per hour,
Wow.
while our solar system is hurtling through space at an even more mind-boggling speed.
Yeah.
And even the atoms within our bodies are spinning.
Right.
It's a cosmic dance of energy.
Whoa. I'm getting a little dizzy just thinking about all that spinning.
Yeah.
But it's incredible to imagine that this cosmic dance is happening within us as well.
And all that spinning generates electromagnetic fields, creating like a symphony of energy throughout the universe. Even at the smallest level, the constant motion within our bodies generates incredible potential power.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this all connects.
Yeah.
We're part of this vast spinning universe.
Yeah.
And our internal energy is reflecting that cosmic dance.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And this brings us back to the microcosmic orbit. Just as the Earth spins around the sun.
Right.
This practice teaches us to circulate energy through our bodies, connecting us to this universal dance.
So it's like we're creating our own internal solar system.
Yeah.
With energy flowing through us like planets orbiting a star. That's a beautiful image.
It is.
Yeah.
And the microcosmic orbit meditation helps us to activate and refine that flow.
Okay.
Potentially unlocking a wellspring of energy within us.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the specifics of that meditation,
Right.
I think it's important to first understand the ultimate goals of Taoist practices.
From what I've read, those goals are freedom, harmony, and balance, right?
They are.
Big concepts?
They are, but they're all interconnected in Taoist philosophy.
Right.
Let's unpack them a bit.
Okay, let's start with freedom.
Okay.
What does that mean in the context of inner alchemy?
It's about understanding our own energy and resisting external control over our spirit and mind. It's the freedom that comes from knowing ourselves deeply and being able to direct our own energy flow.
So it's about inner independence and sovereignty. I like that.
Yeah.
And what about harmony?
Okay.
How does that relate to inner alchemy?
Harmony is about achieving a state of inner balance, a sense of peace and alignment that's not dependent on external circumstances. It's a quality that we cultivate through our practice and understanding of our internal energy.
So it's not about trying to control the outside world, but rather creating harmony within ourselves first.
Right.
And from what I understand, balance plays a crucial role in relationships as well, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In Taoism, balance is about finding that sweet spot between giving and receiving energy. It's about understanding that a healthy connection, whether it's with another person or with the universe itself, involves a harmonious exchange of energy.
So it's not just about taking in energy, but also about sharing it and contributing to that universal flow.
Exactly.
And this idea of balance extends to all aspects of our lives.
Yeah.
Our physical health, our emotions, our thoughts, and our spiritual well-being.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
From bioelectromagnetism to the 3 Tantians and the paradox of surrender.
Right.
It's incredible how Taoist practice weaves together so many different concepts.
It is, and we've just scratched the surface.
Right.
There's so much more to explore in terms of specific practices and techniques.
Yeah.
Especially the microcosmic orbit, which forms the foundation for more advanced energy work.
Okay.
But for now, I think we've laid a solid foundation for understanding the core principles of inner alchemy.
You're absolutely right. I feel like we've opened a whole new universe of possibilities.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, listeners, because in part 2 of this deep dive, we'll delve into the fascinating world of cosmic healing Qigong, where we'll learn about practical techniques for cultivating and projecting Qi.
We'll explore the cosmic inner smile, discover how to open the 3 Tantians to the 6 directions, and maybe even uncover some secrets to harnessing the energy of the universe.
Wow.
Don't miss it. Welcome back to the deep dive. Last time we talked about the amazing potential of inner alchemy.
Right.
Exploring concepts like Qi, the 3 Tantians, and even that mind-boggling idea of a spinning universe.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready to get a little more practical.
Okay.
How can we actually work with this energy?
That's a great question, and it brings us to the practice of cosmic healing Qigong.
Oh.
Remember how we talked about the microcosmic orbit being like the foundation for more
Right.
advanced energy work?
Yeah.
Well, cosmic healing Qigong builds on that foundation, teaching us how to cultivate and project Qi for healing and well-being.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, where do we begin?
One of the most foundational techniques is the cosmic inner smile.
Okay.
Now, you might think, well, I smile all the time. What's so special about that? But the cosmic inner smile goes beyond just like the physical act.
Yeah?
It uses the power of positive emotions to actually enhance our internal energy flow.
I'm trying to picture this. So it's not just smiling outwardly,
Right.
but also directing that energy inward.
Exactly. It's about consciously cultivating feelings of love, happiness, and kindness,
Okay.
and then using those feelings to actually communicate with our organs and glands. The source material even mentions that each organ has its own vital color,
Wow.
which becomes more vibrant when it's full of qi.
That's such a cool visual. I'm already feeling a little more energized just thinking about it.
Yeah.
So walk me through it.
Okay.
How do we actually do the cosmic inner smile?
First, bring your awareness to your three tians, unifying them into one.
Okay.
Then, simply smile, inwardly directing that smile to each organ in turn.
Okay.
Visualize its vital color and imagine it being bathed in loving energy.
It sounds almost like a guided meditation.
It is.
Sending love and light to different parts of your body. Exactly. And the impact of this simple practice can be surprisingly profound by cultivating positive emotions.
Wow.
We're not only creating a sense of inner peace,
Right.
but we're also enhancing the flow of qi throughout our system.
I love that it's such a gentle yet powerful approach.
Hmm.
Now, you mentioned something about opening the three tians to the six directions.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty mysterious.
It is a little bit mysterious. Can
Yeah.
you break that down for me? Of course, remember how we talked about being part of a vast, interconnected web of energy?
Right.
Well, this technique is all about connecting to the energy of the universe coming from all around us.
Okay.
Above, below, front, back, left, and right. It's about expanding our capacity to receive and store energy from every direction.
So it's not just about drawing energy down from the heavens,
Right.
but from everywhere.
Yeah, it's making me think of a flower opening up to receive sunlight from all angles.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
And just like a flower needs that sunlight to thrive, we can benefit from opening ourselves up to this universal energy flow.
Exactly.
Okay, but how do we actually open a tian to these six directions? Is it a physical movement, a visualization, or both?
It involves both.
Okay.
For example, to open the lower tian to the direction below,
Yeah.
you might place your hands on your lower abdomen.
Okay.
Imagine roots growing down from your feet deep into the earth,
Wow.
past the planet's core and into the galaxy on the other side. It's about connecting to that primordial force beneath us.
Wow, that's a powerful image. So we're tapping into the energy of the entire universe.
Exactly. And as you do this, for each direction, you're activating what Taoists call the three fires within
Okay.
the Tan fire, the kidney fire, and the heart fire. These fires then work together to circulate qi throughout the body.
This is all so fascinating.
Yeah.
It feels very symbolic and metaphorical.
Right.
But the source material also mentions something about scientific research, supporting the idea that these practices have a measurable impact on the brain and body.
Right.
Could you tell me more about that?
You're right. There's a growing body of research exploring the effects of these ancient practices.
Yeah.
For example, studies using EEG and Kirlian photography
Okay.
have shown changes in brainwave patterns and energy fields. After practicing techniques like the inner smile and the microcosmic orbit.
So while these practices might seem mystical, there's actually evidence suggesting they have a real basis in science.
Absolutely. And it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
After all, we are energetic beings. And these practices are essentially about refining and directing our energy flow.
Okay, so we've talked about preparing the body and opening the tians.
Right.
What happens next?
That brings us back to the microcosmic orbit,
Okay.
the foundation for projecting qi in cosmic healing qigong.
Right.
It's like building up our internal energy before we share it with the world.
Right. And you mentioned earlier that mastering the microcosmic orbit requires daily meditation.
Yes, and the source material actually provides a detailed breakdown of the steps involved.
Okay.
It starts with bringing awareness to the navel and spiraling the energy there, similar to what we did when opening the tians to the six directions.
Okay. I'm following so far.
Yeah.
So we started at the navel and then What?
Then you gradually move your attention upward along the spine,
Mm-hmm.
guiding the energy through key points like the door of life at the lower back, the mid-spine point opposite the heart,
Right.
and the jade pillow at the base of the skull.
It sounds like a very precise and intentional process.
It is, and as you guide the energy up the back,
Yeah.
you're essentially activating the governing channel, which
Mm-hmm.
runs along the spine.
Right. Yeah.
Once you reach the crown, you bring the energy down the front of the body,
Okay.
passing through the mid-eyebrow and back down to the navel, completing the circuit.
So it's like a continuous loop of energy flowing through the body, up the back, and down the front.
Exactly, and with consistent practice, the source material suggests that this flow can become effortless,
Wow.
like a river of energy coursing through you.
That's an amazing image.
Yeah.
But we've been talking a lot about circulating energy within ourselves.
Right.
How do we actually use that energy to heal ourselves and others?
That's where some of the more advanced techniques of cosmic healing Qigong come in.
Okay.
We learn how to open specific energy points, similar to what we did with the Tiantians,
Yeah.
and how to project qi with our hands.
So we move beyond meditation and visualization and actually direct energy outward.
That's right, but those foundational practices we've discussed,
Right.
the cosmic inner smile, opening the Tiantians, and the microcosmic orbit,
Yeah.
they're all essential prerequisites for working with qi in this way.
It feels like we're building up to something pretty powerful.
We are, and in part 3 of this deep dive, we'll explore those more advanced techniques in detail,
Okay.
focusing on how we can use cosmic healing Qigong to enhance our well-being and even potentially help others.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been exploring this amazing concept of inner alchemy. And in the last part, we really got into the nitty-gritty of cosmic healing Qigong.
Right.
How to cultivate and circulate that internal energy,
Yeah.
or qi. Now I'm really curious, how can we actually use this cultivated energy
Yeah.
to potentially heal and enhance our well-being?
That's a great question, and it's important to understand that the
Oh.
concept of healing in this context is quite broad. It's not just about addressing physical ailments,
Right.
but also about achieving a holistic sense of well-being,
Yeah.
physical, emotional, and spiritual.
So it's about creating that harmony we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Not just within ourselves, but also with the universe as a whole.
Exactly. And one of the key techniques for achieving that
Yeah.
is learning to open specific energy points,
Okay.
which act like gateways for qi to flow in and out of the body.
I remember the source material mentioning a technique for opening the crown point. What's so special about this point?
Well, in Taoist practice, the crown point located at the top of the head is seen as the main entry point for cosmic energy.
Okay.
It's like our direct connection to the heavens,
Right.
the source of universal energy.
So by opening this point, are we essentially creating a channel for universal energy to flow into our system?
That's the idea. There are specific visualizations and hand movements involved. For instance, the source describes imagining your fingers growing long-reaching all the way down.
Wow.
Through the crown to the coccyx at the base of the spine.
I'm trying to visualize that it's like creating an energetic bridge between the top and bottom of the body.
Yes, and as you focus on the crown point,
Okay.
you imagine it opening like a flower, allowing cosmic energy to pour in and fill your entire being.
Okay. I can see how that would be a powerful experience. And what about other energy points? I remember reading about opening the third eye, the heart center, and the solar plexus as well.
You're right, those are all important energy centers as well. Each point has a specific function and symbolism. For example, opening the third eye, located between the eyebrows, is said to enhance intuition and inner vision.
Okay.
Opening the heart center promotes compassion and loving energy. And the solar plexus in the upper abdomen is our power center associated with vitality and willpower.
It's amazing how this practice weaves together physical sensations, visualizations, and symbolic meaning.
It truly addresses us on all levels.
Right.
And once these energy points are open,
Yeah.
we can start to work with projecting qi outward,
Okay.
not just circulating it within ourselves.
Okay, so we've opened up these energy channels now. How do we actually project qi?
Yeah.
What does that look and feel like?
It often involves using the hands to direct the flow of qi. Imagine feeling the qi building up in your palms, like a gentle warmth or tingling sensation, and then sending it outward,
Right.
either towards specific areas of your own body or towards others.
So we can use this practice for self-healing and potentially to help others as well.
That's right. It's been used to address a wide range of issues, from physical pain and tension to emotional blockages, and energetic imbalances.
This is making me think of other energy healing modalities I've heard of,
Hmm.
like Reiki or Qigong. Are there similarities?
There definitely are.
Yeah.
Many different cultures and traditions have developed practices that work with the subtle energy fields of the body.
Right.
Cosmic healing Qigong draws on ancient Taoist wisdom,
Yeah.
but the underlying principles are universal.
And throughout our deep dive, we've touched on the fact that there's a growing body of scientific research
Right.
suggesting these practices can have a measurable impact on our well-being.
Exactly. So while it might sound a bit esoteric at first,
Yeah.
there's real potential here for transformation and healing.
It's incredible to think that by cultivating our internal energy, we might be able to tap into a powerful force for healing, both for ourselves and potentially for others.
That's the beauty of inner alchemy. It invites us to explore the profound connection between our inner world
Right.
and the vast universe of energy around us.
Well, this has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
We've gone from exploring the basic concepts of qi and the three tians
Yeah.
to learning about practical techniques like the cosmic inner smile and opening the energy points.
Right.
And we've seen how those techniques can form the foundation for more advanced energy work,
Yes.
like projecting qi for healing and well-being. We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
If I had to sum it up for our listener, I'd say the biggest takeaway is that we are all energetic beings, connected to a universe of energy, and by cultivating our inner energy through these practices,
Yeah.
we can potentially enhance our well-being on all levels, physical, emotional, and spiritual.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And who knows?
Yeah.
Perhaps as you continue to explore this path of inner alchemy, you'll discover that by working with your internal universe,
Right.
you might actually be tapping into the boundless energy of the external universe,
Wow.
unlocking a potential you never knew you had.
That's a powerful thought to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into inner alchemy and cosmic healing Qigong.
My pleasure.
We encourage you to keep exploring this fascinating world and discover the transformative power of connecting to the universe from within.